Hey, welcome back to Rise Above with Simple Healthier Living. Have you ever wondered what to do with all of those random tomatoes, the smaller tomatoes, maybe some tomatoes that have a little bit of a blemish on those? Well, we're gonna make one of my favorite recipes, which is tomato juice with a little bit of a kick. I love garlic and I love hot peppers, but I do not like hot juice. So let's get started. Okay, so I have my final batch of tomatoes that I have stewed down. Let me get these poured in. Isn't this really cool? I've got some really cool old canning stuff that I don't know how to use a lot of them. Okay. Now I can get that poured into my larger container where I keep adding to it for the last several days. But I think I'm done with this. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, so I brought it over to the stove and I started to simmer it a little bit. Now, I'm gonna be real honest with you on this recipe. I'm going to wing it because what I used to do, I had a canning pot that was probably about this big. And on the side of it, I don't know, 25 years ago, I had the different levels marked as far as if I had this many quarts of tomatoes or this many quarts of tomatoes. And off to the side, I had my recipe kind of briefly abbreviated. Well, I didn't get that canning pot back. So I'm having to wing it. What I do remember is I used to add sugar first. Well, my tomatoes now, I grow some really sweet tasting tomatoes. But I used to buy them from a little old guy down the street, retired guy. He'd sell tomatoes all summer long, and then I would buy all the ones that he froze and saved at the end of the season. And then I'd just buy them all. Well, they were not as sweet as my San Marzino tomatoes. So I pull a little bit out. I don't know. I don't think they need any sugar. The next thing you would do is to add some salt. Well, each batch that I was simmering down, and then the next day I'd go harvest some more, and I've been working on this for several days, I'd already added salt each batch. So when I tasted it, I think the salt's pretty good. Now I do remember from my recipe that I used equal amounts of garlic powder, celery seed, onion powder, and lemon pepper. So it was always equal amounts. And it used to be about a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half, but I only have a pot this big and not a pot that big. So we're just gonna start adding those in equal amounts and then we're gonna taste it as we go. Garlic powder. 1 teaspoon. Celery seed. 1 teaspoon. Onion powder. 1 teaspoon. And lemon pepper. You always know that I'm not specific. Then always a little bit of black pepper. I prefer to use the grinder, but I used to always use just black pepper. So I'll add a little bit of both. So I'll simmer it just a little bit more and I'll taste it. So before it becomes a roaring boil, let me grab a little bit in my tasting bowl. For my taste, I could go a whole nother round of all of that, but I'll just stop there because I'm gonna do some other things. That was pretty good. I really like that my San Marzino tomatoes and my Roma tomatoes and the random tomatoes I've just been cleaning out my garden are on the sweeter side. Therefore, I do not have to add sugar. Now, this tomato juice would be perfectly fine for you to go ahead and can it as it is. It is delicious. Me, I'm going to spice it up. Since it's been simmering just a little bit longer, let me do another taste test real quick. So the original recipe from years ago would say add a bunch of sliced jalapenos. Well, I do not have fresh jalapenos. I have some from last year that didn't fully develop. Let's just add some of those. I went and took a couple of cayenne long from my garden. I do not like slicing this stuff up, and I do not want to get it on my fingers because then it'll be hot. Here's another cayenne long, and I absolutely love cayenne. Cayenne is probably one of the greatest medicinal hot peppers in the whole world. That's what I need to do. I need to do a whole video. And then I pulled one of the serrano peppers out of my freezer and thought I better slow down there, let this simmer so I can taste it to see if I can handle this heat. I remember now I was never happy with the garlic level. So I always peeled a bunch of garlic to put in there. Lord knows I have lots of garlic to peel. So even though years ago when I was given a written recipe, it didn't call for raw garlic, I remember adding raw garlic. So I already know I'm a big fan of garlic. So I just peeled all of these and I'm going to add those as well. I love garlic. And yes, I most certainly did add every bit of that handful of garlic. Okay, another taste test. I'm gonna add some more of the small little jalapenos at the end of my growing season last year that really didn't grow. They weren't very hot. I do think I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon pepper because I'm going by my taste. Better do one more taste test before I add some more peppers. I added too much lemon pepper, so I'm gonna add some onion powder. But it's not spicy hot yet. And one other thing I wanted to try, something I've never done before. I crushed up some of my dried serrano peppers from last year. I take a fishing string and then I hang them up in my kitchen to dry. I pulled some of those off. Well, something happened last night and my video camera just stopped working. But that was 9 p.m. So I took it as a sign to stop what I was doing and finish this morning. So last night I just put the pot in the refrigerator, made myself my dinner, my 4 p.m. dinner that I normally eat, and went to bed after being up since 4 a.m. So I'm not going to do that old-fashioned open kettle canning style that I used to do 25 years ago. I'll just officially do some water bath canning. Let me finish filling these jars. So I only fill my jars about right here to this rim. Actually, I could have put maybe another teaspoon in there. But they called this a 1/2-inch headspace. Didn't have enough to finish this one off, so I'll just put it in the refrigerator. I always wipe my rims clean. You can take just a damp cloth or anything that you want to, but I prefer to use vinegar. Grab myself a warm lid. About that tight, not too tight. I'll go ahead and put a sterile, warmed up lid on this one. Put it in the refrigerator. So normally I do my water bath canning outside in the garage, especially in the summertime, because it gets so hot in my kitchen. Like last night, I was just sweating. So since I'm starting cold and these are cold, I really do not have anything to worry about. I've already added some water to this pot. But before I add more, I always put in a big splash of vinegar. And the reason for that is hard water from my tap builds up this white cloudy stuff on my jars, and I do not like that. I do not enjoy cleaning my jars. So this helps keep my jars crystal clean. Let me add some more water to this so we can get started. So I'm hoping that you can see the top of this jar here. So I've covered all of my jars with at least about that much water. So I'll bring this to a roaring boil, and once it reaches that temperature, I'll set my timer for 45 minutes, and then after that, I'll shut it down, and I'll pull my jars out to set all night tonight. Okay, timer just shut off. I turned off the stove. So over the next 5-10 minutes, I'm going to listen to them seal. They'll just be popping, pop, pop, pop. That's all there is to it. So if you like tomato juice, you've seen the first half, where you can just make it very simple. But if you like spicy, but this batch, I tasted it this morning, and I felt a little tingle on my tongue. Felt a little heat, but it's not hot. That's how I like things. Now, if you want it hotter, add more peppers. Add habaneros. That's not for me. See you on the next one, guys. Love ya.